On the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 4 p.m.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TF-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TF-AC.com, your cool spots.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
What's that? It's time to get rolling. Let's do it. It is a Friday. My God, what a gorgeous afternoon. A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Let's get it going tonight. Corey Johnson back at you on a Fantasy Friday. But first, where are we? What is this place? Old first ballot Hall of Famer Drew Brees making the cut down this week, as expected. Expected to be a first ballot Hall of Famer come early next year. Yeah, they cut it down earlier this week from like 125 to 52. Jari Evans is in that number. Hopefully he slips in there. That would be fantastic. I've often said this, and I just don't understand it. Honestly, I don't understand it. The Saints don't retire numbers, but no one wears Archie Manning's number 8. And no one will wear Drew Brees' number 9 ever again. And it should be that way. No one should be wearing number 9, Drew Brees' number. Are you kidding me? And no one should be wearing number 8. It's always been that way, like the original Saint, Archie Manning. Dedicated to the program, no matter who was the coach, general manager, how bad things got, he hung in there. And most professionals, general manager types, other quarterbacks that were successful in that 70s, early 80s era, they thought Archie Manning on a good team, a good organization, would have done very, very well for his career in the NFL. No one ever doubted his skills. So 8 and 9, Drew Brees, I don't even need to talk about why. 8 and 9, no one wears those numbers. But there are 4 others that just get ridiculously overlooked, and they're Saints players, and the majority of their work making it to the NFL Hall of Fame comes in a Saints uniform. It's kind of mind-blowing to me. Mind-blowing that I'll list them in numerical order. Number 7, Morton Anderson, Hall of Fame kicker, the bulk of his career, like a 20-something year career. I think he played more NFL games than anyone in the history of the NFL, Morton Anderson. I think he's most games played. NFL Hall of Famer, most of the work coming as a New Orleans Saints kicker, a Saints Hall of Famer. Number 7, you can wear 7, no problem. It's just like, really? Number 51, Sam Mills, the field mouse. He gets more respect in Carolina than he does in New Orleans. And the bulk of his NFL Hall of Fame career, most of the stats, the bulk of the work clearly came in New Orleans. No one questions that for a second, not even Carolina people. Number 57, a lot of folks could argue the greatest Saints player of all time. Now, in today's era, it's clearly Drew Brees. I'm not trying to argue that with anyone. But number 57, Ricky Jackson, was a flat-out monster for like 12, 13 seasons with the Saints, never had a down year, missed like a game in his whole career, like a game, maybe didn't start in a second one and then came in when he broke his jaw in a car crash. Now, Ricky Jackson was as good as it gets. Brees gets more hype because he's the quarterback. Led the Saints to the Super Bowl, MVPs, the most important position on the field, like a pitcher. Ricky Jackson's a linebacker, but could do it all. Just don't even, he's like Brees, don't even need to back up the resume. So number 57, 7, 51, 57, 77, Willie Roaf. Best Saint offensive lineman of all time. He was like an all-decade player, like 2 decades. The bulk of his career, clearly beloved in Kansas City. New Orleans Saint. So I don't get it. I don't know why there's this sort of proactive attitude on airline drive on at the Saints, the Jim Finks Saints training facility. Yeah, I always joke about that. The Jim Finks Saints training facility. Jim Finks got that built. Tom Benson and Jim Finks got that built. I don't get it. I don't understand why there is this sort of pushback. You got no argument from me on Archie Manning and Drew Brees. Of course. Are you kidding me? No discussion needed. But Morton Anderson, number 7, Sam Mills, number 51, Ricky Jackson, number 57, and Willie Roaf, number 77, are all New Orleans Saints Hall of Famers. No one should be wearing their numbers. And the thing about the NFL discourages retiring numbers, they're not.
Just no one wears them. And the Bears have like 14 numbers retired. So what, they have 86 left. It's a 53-man roster. They got a 30-man cushion, 30 number cushion. It's not a problem, especially with the Saints. It would be decades and decades before they would be approaching double-digit numbers, much less, man, you're getting close to, 53 numbers not being able to be available. I have to go with 00. Anyway, I don't get it. I'm a New Orleanian. I love the Saints. I'm a Saints fan, whole life, all that. I like multiple eras. And no one should ever wear number 9, but it's sort of insulting to players in between Archie Manning and in between Drew Brees that are NFL Hall of Famers. I mean, I laugh when I say it. It's like they're in the Hall of Fame, the NFL Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Saints jerseys went in as New Orleans Saints. So I don't know why. I don't know. In New Orleans, like, hey, man, Breeze is it. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be that. I'm just saying it's more than that first thought. Breeze is it. You're talking about yesteryear players. We'll deal with them later. It's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know how we ignore them. I guess maybe if you weren't around, I could understand that a little bit. I wasn't around for the 60s Saints, early 70s, not where I was remembering things. But it doesn't mean I don't think Danny Abramowitz was an incredible wide receiver for the Saints. Anyway, love Drew Brees, but man, you gotta, and no one should wear number 9, but those other 4 NFL Hall of Famers no one should ever be wearing their numbers, ever. Hey, coming up in a few minutes, he's going to love that topic. Scott Craig's going to join us. He is going to absolutely love this topic. He's going to be all over it. Scott Craig in a few minutes. It's just a couple of yats chopping it up. Yeah, I'll ask Scott what's on the Katie's menu because I like Katie's. And even if they weren't an advertiser and I had Scott on just talking, I'd be like, what's on the menu? I went to Shortstop's Po' Boy today. Got a small roast beef. $6.42. They are not a sponsor. One of the best roast beef po' boys in New Orleans. One of the best roast beef po' boys in New Orleans. $6.42. That's like worth talking about. Just what I naturally do. It's not, I'm talking, with Scott and asking him about the Katie's menu because he's, an advertiser and to promote his place. Sure. But also because I would naturally ask it anyway. And his menu is absurd. He comes with all kind of great specials. You'll hear him in a little while. And then for you folks that love high school sports, Francesca, his deli over in Lakeview, every Friday is like a local high school team. They sort of invade Francesca, and there's still a lot of room for regulars. I went for De La Salle night. I could have been a Brother Martin Shaw, St. Aug, Jesuit grad and grabbed a table and had food with family, and it wouldn't have been a problem. So room for everybody. But yeah, it's got a little high school theme going. It's seafood night. We'll talk to Scott Craig about that. Plus, for you gamblers, you folks that like laying a little money on the line, I don't, somebody has told me before in radio and television, you're a fool, dude. The number 1 and number 2 advertising dollars are injury attorneys and gambling interests, casinos and gambling. And I mean, I would hype Harrah's like if it was that, concert and restaurant type thing, the hotel, but not go gamble. Hottest tables. I'm not, I wouldn't do that. I would have like Greg DeLeo if you wanted to advertise an injury attorney. Chip Forstall with the New Orleans musicians. No mentioning. Here's a check. Come steal some money. I'll back you on it. It's not that crap. So, but I basically avoid those 2 money makers for most radio and television people, including the folks that do the shows that would be promoting those products. Bummer. Anyway, I don't gamble. I don't bet on games, but Scott Craig does little bets like 10, 20 bucks to just put interest in the game. And he bets like, he might bet 6, 8 games, especially like on a college football Saturday. He'll have some selections coming up. Boy, absolutely gorgeous Friday afternoon. Metro New Orleans, as nice as it gets. Really nice. 81 degrees, sunny, 46% humidity. So nice. I went to Gallagher's in Slidell yesterday. Met a buddy over there. Got the $24 three-course lunch special. The shish kebab with the green beans sizzling in the butter. House salad. Big old nice house salad with the balsamic vinaigrette. 6 different dressing choices, all homemade, not coming out of a bucket. Homemade from scratch. The ooey gooey dessert. Hot brownie, cake, vanilla ice cream, chocolate syrup. Just outstanding. $24. Gallagher's is so good. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Get there this weekend.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-JC.com, no cool spots. TM-JC.com, no cool spots.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Yeah, you right. Friday afternoon, Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Yeah, we got some great weather going on right now. 81 degrees, 46% humidity, sunny. Maybe rain tomorrow and or Sunday, but I'm not canceling any plans. I'm going to go play golf. I'm going to do whatever outdoor activities I was going to do because it may or may not rain. Now, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe some rain next week. Most likely because a cold front's coming through a front. And then it's going to turn cold Thursday, Friday, low 50s, high 60s, 50s and 60s Thursday and Friday of next week. Next weekend, Low 50s to start the day, maybe creeping into the 70s. Some outstanding weather. Outdoor dining weather. Outdoor dining weather, like at the patio at Katie's in Mid-City. What up, Scott Craig?
Hey, brother, what's happening?
Same old stuff. What's up with you?
Doing great. Been very busy. Did some charity events this week. We had the Doms. Wednesday night. My beautiful friend Jennifer Kelly Killian. She is the finest manager of charities in the city, along with, Melissa Sawyer from Yep is just incredible. But Jennifer runs the Emerald Foundation.
Wow.
So she's just phenomenal. I've been friends with her for years. So when she calls, I jump.
Nice. That's nice. Yeah. Scott Craig's with us from Katie's in Mid-City, Francesca Deli in Lakeview. Hey, Scott, I was mentioning the NFL Hall of Fame. They had 125 players considered for the Hall of Fame. They did the initial cut down the other day, going from 125 to 52. By early December, they'll get it down to 25. Then a few weeks after that, down to 15. There are only 3 quarterbacks in the 52: Drew Brees, Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers. Eli Manning, I think year 2. Phillip Rivers, first year. They're not getting in. Drew Brees is a lock. I think everybody knows that. Don't really need to talk about that. What I want to ask you is, no one wears number 8. Saints don't retire numbers, but no one wears number 8. It's unofficially retired. And no one should ever wear number 8, Archie Manning's number. No one's worn it for 40 years. No one wears Drew Brees' number 9 ever again. And it would be ridiculous for anyone to wear it. No one should ever wear it. So 8 and 9, no one ever wears those. But 7, 51, 57, and 77 can still be worn. And Morton Anderson, Sam Mills, Ricky Jackson, and Willie Roaf are New Orleans Saints NFL Hall of Famers. I'm not questioning the Archie Manning or Drew Brees thing. I mean, I'm with everyone 110%. Of course, no one should wear those numbers, 8 and 9. But no one should wear 7, 51, 57, or 77 either, right?
I've never actually thought about that, but I mean, how many numbers can you retire?
Well, the Saints will tell you right away. First thing they'd say, the NFL discourages retiring numbers. All right, y'all are arguing something that we're not discussing. You don't retire numbers. Archie Manning and Drew Brees are unofficially retired. No one will wear them. So don't make that kind of reply when it's not applicable. Or if you want to make it, I'll say Archie and Brees' numbers are retired. So that point's irrelevant. That's the first point they'll make. The Bears retired, I think it was Ditka, somebody a few years ago. It was the 14th. So they're down, 100 minus 14. You got 86 numbers left. You got 30 plus numbers where you can still put a 53-man roster available, Scott.
I get it, but what about Von Johnson, 53? What about Pat Swilling, 56? There's a lot of, but they're not in the Hall of Fame.
No, they're not. And I don't think either one will ever get to the NFL Hall of Fame, but they're absolutely fantastic Saint players. I don't know if they're in the Ring of Honor or not, both of them. I think Swilling might be. I don't know if Von Johnson is or not. He might be too, but they deserve to be. They're great Saint players. They're as good as it gets, right up against the Hall of Famers.
I don't know. I have to think about that, Corey. Initially I would think, go ahead and retire their numbers. They were great Saints.
Well, they don't retire them. Like we said, unofficially don't use them again, unofficially retire them.
Only one of those players won a Super Bowl in New Orleans. And with focused coaching would have won 3 more. But
Which player won?
Brees.
Oh, you mean Breeze won the Super Bowl, you're saying?
Yeah, he won the Super Bowl. But
Right.
And I'm saying with real focused coaching by Sean Payton, he would have won 3 more because he was that great.
Oh, no. Literally, when you think of the Saints and Peyton and Breeze for 15 years, and as a Saints fan, you can only say, we were the best in the NFC once. And that doesn't even make sense. It's like the Saints were best in the NFC at least 2 times, and you could argue they were best in the NFC as good as anybody else, and maybe another 2 times.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I haven't. You just brought that up, and I haven't heard that yet, so I haven't had time to think about it. Let me answer that next week.
And also give you, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, pun intended, with the shoulda won 3. If up to the time that the Saints were playing with under Mora and the Jim Finks, Jim Mora era, I mean, the Packers were the dynasty. And then in the 70s, it was like, Dallas, the Dolphins, Pittsburgh, like Oakland, those were like kind of pseudo dynasties. Minnesota making 4 Super Bowls. Those were all these like pseudo dynasties. Pittsburgh winning 4. I guess you'd call them a dynasty for sure. The Cowboys' long run with Staubach and Landry, a dynasty. But then all of a sudden, this Niner team with Joe Montana and Seifert in this West Coast offense, and just, Bill Walsh, I should say. It just, that was the best dynasty in NFL history up to that point. The Saints happen to be in that division with that team. And I think if Jim Mora's Saints were in any other NFC division or in the AFC, they would have would have gone to a Super Bowl or 2.
They would have gone, but they, beating the 49ers was tough. They were just such a curse to us back then.
No, I remember at one time, I'm not kidding, it was like Atlanta, Mora's Saints were like 13-3 against the Rams, like 12-4 against San Fran, 3-13. Like, just had a lot of trouble beating the Niners. But I interviewed Joe Montana in studio, Scott, and Joe Montana said the worst he ever felt was after a Saints game in the Dome. He said that defense and that crowd and the turf, it just physically beat the crap out of me. More sore after that than any other NFL games.
Except for the last drive of the game when he'd drive down the field and win the game for the Niners.
Of course.
Every time.
No, all the time. No, there were a lot of tight, close games.
Time.
No, it was sickening, but he did that to everybody.
Yeah.
He
was great. And my opinion is he's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game because he was Joe Cool, man. When the game was on the line, he was going to win.
Yep.
He was going to win.
No, and he's got 4 Super Bowls. And he's got some MVPs. Yeah. No, he's top 4 on a horrible day. I mean, it's, Brady and Manning and Mahomes and Montana. And then you go from there.
Yeah. I mean, you already do have to put Mahomes in there already.
Yep.
Because he's great. I mean, he carries that team. They don't have a whole lot of talent. He carries them.
Now you know who would be my number 5, Scott? For me personally, this is so arbitrary because there's a good 6 people, half dozen quarterbacks you could say would be next. But after, Brady, Mahomes, Manning, I would. My number 5 would probably be Marino after Montana.
Marino was great, and they just never put a defensive team around him. And, he had the offense. I mean, they always had an incredible offense, but they were winning 41-38, I mean, Marino was great. Yeah, he's top 10. I mean, there's no question about that. He's top 10.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, Staubach was great, but I don't know. There's a lot of Warren Moon.
No, there's so many. Moon's probably top 12, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's top 10. But then when you get to 6 or 7, I mean, Marino would be my 5. My 6 or 7 is going to be Breeze, or I'd have to just really scrutinize, who's still out there. I would probably put Breeze. Yes. What's that?
Okay.
What are you doing? You got a purveyor you're dealing with, Scott? They're rolling in some seafood for tonight at Katie's. What's going on?
Oh, I've got beautiful seafood. I've got fresh crab claws this weekend. I've got fresh soft shell crabs. I've got a bunch of them. I've got beautiful redfish. I mean, just beautiful redfish. Early last week, I had some sheep's head. I had some fresh trout, but that went in one day.
Yummy.
We had redfish on the half shell. That went in one day.
Wow.
It was great.
What are you doing with those crab claws?
I'm going to saute them in a little wine and garlic and butter.
Wow.
But tonight I've got oxtail. We cooked oxtail today. So we're doing oxtail over rice and peas. We've got
old school.
We made a seafood broth, a fresh homemade seafood broth with tomatoes and mushrooms. And we're doing that with just a bunch of seafood, oysters, shrimp, crawfish. That's going to be delicious. We've got Witch's Brew shrimp stew. This is Witch's Brew weekend for us. We're doing Witch's Brew brunches tomorrow, Saturday tomorrow, and Sunday. Sunday all day for 4 hours tomorrow, and then we'll open up for regular hours after the Witch's Brew brunch. We've got, if you look at our website, we've got a balloon picture spot. It's great. And then Coach Boney's, his wife Rebecca, made me 200 Katie's Halloween bracelets.
Wow.
They're friendship bracelets, but they're handmade friendship bracelets.
Wow. Hey, Scott, hold that. Hey, friend, hold that thought. We're coming right back on
Dave
a Friday.
Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Corey Johnson back at you on a Fantasy Friday. Got a lot coming your way. The 5 o'clock Power Hour, chock full of entertaining guests. Well, one, Fletcher Mackel joins us Fridays with Fletcher around 5:20. No, he's not the entertaining guest. Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. around 5:35. That's the entertaining guest. Scott Craig's with us right now from Katie's Francesca Deli in Lakeview. How ironic. This is where the world's super small. During the break, Scott, what did you tell me just out of the blue? And I happened to tweet this earlier today, the same topic. Arbitrary.
I'm looking at your tweet now. One of my best friends and his wife, we invited us to dinner last night, and we went to Irene's. And I am telling you, that's one of the top 3 restaurants in the city.
Yep.
It was so good.
We were discussing that list of 30 best restaurants last week that Ian McNally put together, and I said, he didn't have Bayona, Irene's, Gallagher's, 527 in Mandeville, Katie's, Lillette. I had about Doris Metropolitan Patois, Gabrielle Treyen. I even had Houston's, Blasphemy. But yeah, Irene's. And what did my tweet say? You got the tweet in front of you?
It says Irene's in the French Quarter is clearly one of New Orleans' best restaurants. Almost underappreciated, so damn good and a bargain. Chicken rosé and crab meat gratin, which we had. Oh my God, it was good.
It's the best crab meat au gratin anyway. And I'm not knocking like Katie's crab meat au gratin. It's a different thing. They're different.
Look, Katie's. Look, we're good. We're good at what we do.
Yep.
It's a casual New Orleans restaurant with a gigantic menu. If I scaled that menu down and just did 20 things, they would be perfect. I mean, they would be extravagant. They would be great. But that's not what we are.
No, you're a New Orleans neighborhood restaurant.
Seafood, fresh grilled seafood, pizza. I mean, we're great at what we do.
Yep.
I know that.
Yep.
And I can say that because I've got an incredible staff that executes it. But when I go to another restaurant, which I don't get to do very often, and I have a great meal like that, I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to market them because they deserve it.
Yep.
It was that good. And I like the way they did escargot on mushrooms in mushroom caps. And it wasn't like overly garlicked like most people do with escargot. That's why I don't order escargot, because it's like eating nothing but garlic and butter. And it's just so heavy. But I just have to give them kudos because it was just fantastic.
Yeah, it really is. The crab meat gratin is like jumbo Louisiana lump crab meat, a lot of it in this little ramekin. It's piping hot in there. There are 4 different cheeses in it. It's like, just like you said, it's gourmet. It's like high end, and it's fantastic. That chicken rosmarino, everybody knows Mosca's, and I'm not knocking Mosca's, but Mosca's is good. I like chicken grande. I go with friends whenever we go. It's fine.
Right.
The chicken rosmarino at Irene's is the best example of that dish anywhere. It's olive oil, garlic, rosemary. It's got the roasted chicken with the new potatoes. It's just friggin' outstanding. It's fabulous.
Like, who used to execute that great was Two Jacks. Chicken bonfant.
Yep. And
great.
Tony Angelo's did it better than Mosca's too.
Mosca's, once again, I know it's on the list, but it's not the food. It's the experience.
Exactly. It's going with friends. It's blue collarish. It's a mafia joint. Exactly.
It's the experience.
That's right. Only cash, all that.
For Irene's not to be on that list is criminal, because that place is great, y'all. Whoever's listening, I'm telling you, Irene's is great.
No,
we will be going there more and more. When we get a chance to go out to eat, it's going to be a go-to.
Yep. Tuesday through Saturday night, I think 5 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday night. And it's got 3 rooms, little slots, 3 little rooms, with the hallway connecting them. Then there's the main bar area, which has tables and you can sit at the bar. And then they've got tables off the back of the bar, a private room back there, and then that patio in the back.
Pianist is playing in the back.
So, yeah, you got a piano guy going. It's high end. It's like you're in New York, or am I right? It's like New York or San Francisco or something.
I love the new location too.
Yeah,
and they've still got the duck, the lacquered duck, the raspberry, whatever it is.
Yep. Oh no,
we got the lasagna. We split it. We were so full.
How was the lasagna bolognese there?
Phenomenal.
It's like veal, I think, huh?
And it's got eggplant on the. It's delicious. It's got like a eggplant ear, if you will, on top. I'm not sure if it was veal.
I'm gonna go there next week. I'm gonna go get a date or go with a friend and sit at the bar and go to Irene's. I will be there next week. I haven't been there in over a year. It's one of the best restaurants. Every time I go, it's fantastic. Chef Nick, his mom Irene, sweet, great, generous people, loving people. Can't go wrong with that place.
Figure out how to get in there.
How you mean?
I mean, I know AJ, the waiter. He's great, but he didn't give me his number. I gave him my cards.
I'll forward you Nick's number, Chef Nick.
Oh, great.
We're contemporaries.
This isn't it. Anyway, it was just, and then we had cocktails at I love the French Quarter at Beach Bum Berries, latitude 29. It's all like Polynesian drinks and stuff. It was awesome. We had a great time last night.
That was in the Quarter?
At night, in the Quarter, in New Orleans. We had a blast.
Exactly. I know. People are crazy. People are like, I don't want to deal with the Quarter. You've lost your mind. You know, this is the world in 2025, and the French Quarter is a gem. Yeah, I know. I don't get that either. But what's funny to me, Scott, is like people are like, they don't like New Orleans. They almost hate New Orleans, and they live in Metairie or Slidell or Mandeville or Laplace. It's like Hammond even, or Houma. It's like Diamond Head. It's like, if you hate New Orleans so much, why didn't you move to some other city? People that say I hate Atlanta and they live in Buckhead, they don't hate Atlanta. People that say they hate Dallas and they live in Las Colinas, they don't hate Dallas. You can't say you hate New Orleans and you live 50 feet from New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, easier for us to get around.
Misinformed.
Easier for us to get around. Let them stay out in their world with the, go to Olive Garden and all that. Everybody has their own place,
Yeah, it was such a great experience. I love this city so much,
And plus, Irene's is like, you've seen the prices, right?
Yeah.
It's like I want to say it's almost cheap. It's like, what do you almost be like, guys, every appetizer, bump them up like $3, $4, $5. Every entree should be like $8, $10 more. What are y'all doing? I love it. I mean, they're very conscious. They're not obnoxious. They have a lot of tourists and people in the Quarter, and they still don't gouge you at all. The opposite. It's a bargain, I think. A bargain.
Yeah, there's nothing even mediocre about it.
Nothing.
It's great.
I mean, location, atmosphere, food, price for what you get, the quality of the food, the people that run it, the service, the staff, it's crazy. It's by far one of the best restaurants in the city. I'm so glad you mentioned that during the break. And I'm like, how ironic. Just today I tweeted about Irene's.
Well, you said they're open how many nights?
Tuesday through Saturday night. They're not open on Sunday or Monday. Tuesday, Italian joint. Tuesday through Saturday night from like 5 to 9. And I'm sure on Saturday night and Friday night they go to like 10. Yeah, I know. I hear you. Scott, another one I think that's sort of underappreciated by locals, sort of like Irene's. Bayona's one of the best restaurants in the city.
We got engaged there. I love Bayona.
Love it. I mean,
but it didn't make the list, Corey.
Nope. Well, that's all right. I'll go enjoy that shrimp appetizer with the black bean cake and the sour cream and the coriander, and I'll enjoy that lamb loin with that sauce. I mean, Susan Spicer, man, wow.
Yeah, she's great. I haven't been there in a while because we don't go out.
No,
and now all I can think about is Irene's right now.
I'm going to Bayona with like 20 people in like next week for lunch, like 20.
Oh.
Can't wait. And since it's a group thing, we requested the dinner lamb loin to be on the menu and the shrimp appetizer, and they're gonna be. So I'm very fired up.
Yeah, that's first class of them.
Yeah, we'll be sitting on the courtyard too. Speaking of, Katie's has a courtyard, and Katie's, what you got on that courtyard? Like a 92-inch flat screen, 92 inches?
286s.
I'm sorry, an 286-inch flat screens. I was 5 inches off. Sorry.
My dear friend Sam Panisse sent them to us.
That's
he was out on
unbelievable.
the patio. We did a fundraiser for him for a child's pediatric cancer, and he need a couple of TVs, and he sent them.
Wow.
God. He's like, you need a new sign, Scott. He sends me a lighted up. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
He's like the best guy you'll ever meet.
What a trip.
So we're gonna do some fundraisers for him and try to raise some money.
Scott, all I can say is, the outdoor dining that goes around the building and Telemachus, the patio. I don't know. This is the weather for outdoor dining in New Orleans.
It's beautiful out on the patio right now. That didn't even make best patio dining in the city. I don't think anybody knows about it.
Well, you just recently did it. I mean, I think it's got to get a little word of mouth and some traffic. Yeah, I know, but that's exactly right. So I mentioned Bayona. They've had patio dining for 30 years. It's going to take a little while for people to yap and catch on.
Customers know about it. Everybody wants to sit out there. It's beautiful. Is the weather supposed to be bad?
What, this weekend?
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be, but it was supposed to be last weekend too. And I got in all my golf and it was fantastic weather. So you know how it is, Scott. The meteorologists say, weather, rain possible tomorrow and Sunday. We may get it. We may not. We might get it midnight to 4 a.m. and don't even know it's there until we wake up and it's wet outside. So who knows? I'm not canceling any plans. That's for damn sure.
No. Yeah, I'm looking at it. No, but we've got a great menu this weekend. So,
all right, hold that thought.
Oxtail.
Hold that thought. Oxtail.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, oxtail. Scott Craig's with us from Katie's. Francesca Deli tonight. Brother Martin night. Corey Johnson with you till 6. Don't move.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, We love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Gotta love it. I told you earlier, chopping it up, a couple of yats, talking food. Scott Craig from Katie's and Francesca Deli with us, talking about a lot of really good restaurants in New Orleans. Hey, Scott, every Wednesday night, steak night at Katie's. What is it? 4 courses, culminating in a big filet. And you get a cocktail or a glass of wine. It's $39.
Yes, we had to go. It was $35. We had to go up $4 because the price of beef skyrocketed again. But it's a salad, a choice filet, choice Angus, potato, vegetable, white chocolate bread pudding, and a Mille vodka cocktail or glass of wine, whatever, for $39.
Yeah,
Can't beat it.
can't beat it. It's one of the best steak specials anywhere.
And it's a great piece of meat. It's not some select beef, you know. It's really good. And it's fun, you know. Katie's is such a fun place. You know, I love being there and just chopping it up with customers, you know. And like, I met a family today that he's brothers with one of the Yet board members that I'm on the board with. And he came in with his wife and his son, who's trying to get in Tulane. And, you know, I gave him a card and I said, if you need anything in this city, call me. You know, they're living in Jersey and he was born here, but he hasn't been here in years. And, I love meeting people, and I love meeting people from out of town, bunch of folks from out of town coming in. And I'm starting to see some tourism again, but no Canadians. Not seeing any Canadians. We always got a lot of Canadians.
Yeah, I don't want to get into politics. I don't understand the.
Oh, no. I'm not going to get into politics, but I also, you know, I give them my card and I say, call me if you need anything while you're in town. I give them my cell. And I tell them, if you need anything, let me know. If you need other restaurants to go to, let me know. I can give you a list. And they'll text me. And that is so gratifying to me because I get to help them enjoy this city. And they don't go to the typical tourist traps. They go to great restaurants like Irene's. You know, I will be sending people there, believe me, and Mandina's and, you know, and other places that I know very well.
Yeah, no, I do.
Fans.
I do the same thing.
Underrated steak knife. Underrated.
Yep. No,
I'll
tell the tourists like where you go, and they tell me, and I'll flat out tell them you don't want to go there, go here, or they'll tell me, and I'm like, wow, you must have talked to some insider. You're hitting a bunch of really good spots. You know what you're doing. So no, you want to help the tourists. You don't want to send them to Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. Scott Craig's with us from Katie's and Francesca Deli. Scott, LSU's got their hands full. Texas A&M in Tiger Stadium. The Tigers are 5-2. A&M's 7-0. They're the third-ranked team in the country. 6:30 tomorrow night on ABC from Tiger Stadium. Sold out. Should be 102,000 at that madhouse. A must-win game for LSU. and Brian Kelly.
And I promise you, if they're losing at halftime, there will be 60,000 people in the building.
Exactly. It's so true.
Because they leave, and they shouldn't do that. But it's just the traffic situation is so bad there. It's so bad.
They
I
need
mean,
to
when
get.
I go to games, I park on the other side of the interstate and ride bikes to the game.
No, I'm telling you. No, it's insane. You have to leave early or you're stuck for 2 hours. And you got this, Amtrak train service would dump you off, 300 yards to the west of Tiger Stadium right there. I mean, on Stadium Drive. They should have several Amtrak trains, long ones, bringing hundreds, if not thousands of New Orleanians right to the game. You could have trains leaving 10 a.m., 11 a.m., noon, 1, 2. They'd all be full.
And they would be packed.
They'd be packed.
Amtrak would make a fortune on
And
Tiger
then you got those same 5 trains, whatever, sitting waiting to bring everybody back to New Orleans when the game's over. Walk to the train, get on, and it goes. I mean,
will it ever happen, Corey?
I don't know. They say the New Orleans to Mobile service is kicking butt and taking names. There was an article in the Times Pick about it today.
Mobile's a great city to visit. It really is. It's a great little town. But LSU, I think they're going to get it handed to them.
About the yeah.
They're talking about how A&M hasn't won here since they've been in the SEC and blah, 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 blah. The line's only 2.5. I got it at 2.
No, A&M's a good team. They score a lot of points. Their defense is pretty good. LSU has 0 running game, cannot run the ball, and nobody's scared of Nussmeier, like, flinging the ball way down the field. So they totally lack a big play explosive offense. They're not getting the ball into the explosive offensive playmakers' hands enough. So it's going to be very tough. So something has to dramatically change. Like LSU has to get going on all cylinders, and Nussmeier has to have a great game, and a bunch of playmakers need to make plays, and they need to run for 150 yards. You can't run for 96 yards and win. If they run for $150 plus, they got a pretty good chance of winning. If they run for 125 or less, I think they're going to get blown out by a couple of touchdowns.
The answer is Harlem Berry.
Exactly. Exactly. Give the freshman the ball already.
And they don't have any creativity on offense. And from what I understand, they ran Denbrock out of town because Sloan had Underwood locked down. So now we've got Sloan and no offensive line. And
no Underwood.
The offensive line is just atrocious, Corey.
And the D line is decent, but it's not as great as it should be.
Well, they lost Relaford early.
Yep.
That was a big loss.
Yep.
And then, but Peyton's coming back tomorrow. So we'll see.
Yep. We'll see.
They're going to have to bottle this quarterback up because he can run. And honestly, they've got to start thinking about putting Van Buren in because he can run. And with this offensive line, you need a quarterback that can run.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. Hey, Scott, Tulane is off. They play next Thursday night at Yeoman. Saints, Tampa Bay. Spurs, Pels tonight at the Smoothie King Center. Scott, we're running up against the top of the hour. It's Brother Martin night at Francesca. Holy smokes.
Brother Martin night at Francesca. I'll be there in a little bit.
I bet you will be. You're a grad. Always a pleasure, Scott.
Thanks, Corey. Appreciate it.
That's Scott Craig from Katie's and Francesca Deli. Fantasy Friday continues. That's Blue Boy. He's barking up a storm. He's excited about the weekend. Good food, good times. 5 o'clock powwow coming your way. Fridays with Fletcher Mackel joins us, and Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. Don't go anywhere. A lot more coming your way.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Good boy.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe. Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Are you ready to do the 5 o'clock power hour with me? Let's get it going. Got a good one lined up for you, New Orleans. Wow, it's Friday. It's 5 o'clock. What did my grandmother used to sing? Clap your hands. Here comes Charlie. Clap your hands to his party. That would be a slant rhyme because Charlie and party do not rhyme. It's like a rap. My grandmother didn't know she was rapping. Clap your hands. Here comes Charlie. Clap your hands to our party. Wow. 5 o'clock power hour. How about the 5 o'clock whistle? Toot, toot. I love this very moment of the week, a little bit after 5 o'clock. We blow the 5 o'clock whistle to kind of put a spotlight on right now. 100% of the work week in the books. 100% of the weekend smack dab in front of us. This very moment of the week, a little bit after 5 o'clock on a Friday, brought to you by Katie's. Appropriately brought to you by Katie's, the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant, as New Orleans as it gets. That's what they're about. New Orleans specialties, old school. You heard Scott Craig last hour, oxtail with peas and carrots. More is better, more of the good things. Get there this weekend, brunch tomorrow and Sunday. And the regular menu, Iberville, corner Talamacas, a few blocks behind Angelo Bricato's ice cream joint. Katie's in Mid-City, yummy. The 5 o'clock whistle brought to you by Katie's in Mid-City. Fantasy Friday, fantastic weather, gorgeous Friday afternoon in Metro New Orleans. As nice as it gets, pretty much. 81 degrees, sunny, 46% humidity. Get outside, it's gorgeous. Go dine outside tonight. Go drop some coals in the backyard, throw down a steak. Maybe rain tomorrow and or Sunday, but I'm not canceling my plans. I'm going to play golf with some buddies. I'm not canceling those plans. And I'd say, I'm not sure, I don't have to knock on wood, just going with the percentages, 80, 90% chance we'll get that golf in. Right, Mark? 80, 90% chance? Hell yeah. He's giving me a thumbs up back at home. Hey, Mark, no smiling. We're serious on this program. Anyway, yeah, we're going to, people play tennis, golf, hunt, fish, landscape, whatever, outdoor activity, run, jog. We're rolling. We'll see what happens, but might get rained out. I doubt it. I doubt it. Not canceling any plans. Tuesday and Wednesday of this coming week, a front is coming through, a legitimate cold front. Rain, and then Thursday, Friday, low 50s. The highs are in the 60s. Next week, Thursday and Friday, low 50s to start, high 60s, mid to high 60s will be the high. And then next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, low 50s, maybe getting into the 70s. So we got some great weather coming up. Some fantastic weather. Yesterday, I went to Gallagher's in Slidell. They have Gallagher's in Slidell, Gallagher's in Covington. A buddy of mine sent me a photo like 15 months ago. We send each other food porn pictures. We're at an age now where we send food, not women. Anyway, this oval plate, 4 lamb chops, sizzling in butter. That's all he sent me. No, nothing. Having lunch, nothing, just that. And it was lunchtime, so I'm like, damn. I'm like, literally, damn, texting him. Where's that from? Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Had never heard of it. 3 days later, I'm eating those lamb chops at Gallagher's. About 3 weeks later, we played golf at Beauchene, and we went to Gallagher's for lunch, sat at the bar. In the last 15 months, I've been to Gallagher's about 15 times. Not once, but twice. My brother came in from London, comes in about every 6 months to visit with family, my mom, everybody. We went to Gallagher's each time. He loves it. Now, I was talking last hour with Scott Craig from Katie's and Francesca, and Ian McNulty had put out, best 30 restaurants in New Orleans list about 2 weeks ago. And everybody's got their opinion. I'm not knocking Ian McNulty at all. But just on my list, he had left out Bayona and Irene's and Gallagher's 527 and Katie's and Lillette and Doris Metropolitan and Patois and Gabrielle and Treyen. And I know this is blasphemy. Even Houston's on St. Charles Avenue, I think is fantastic. But Irene's he left out. And I think that's a major, mistake. Just fantastic restaurant. Bayona, fantastic restaurant. But you heard me mention Gallagher's 527 because it's that good. If you like Irene's or Bayona or any great restaurant in New Orleans, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville is one of those restaurants, one of the great restaurants in New Orleans. Now, my buddy turned me on to it with the lamb chop photo, and I've been there ever since. And the reason is simple. It's fantastic. Now, he's a chef and a great lover of food, restaurateur. He knows food. We relate on that level for sure. We respect each other's opinion on food. I knew this place was great. He's been going for years. And it's crazy because I've known Pat Gallagher for decades. North Shore folks love it. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. I'm over there like once a week, every 10 days or so. And I usually get that $24 lunch special. It's just hard to beat. Great house salad, 6 different dressing choices. I get the shish kebab. You could get the catfish amandine or half a soft shell crab and grits. And then the ooey gooey dessert, a hot brownie or cake with little ice cream and chocolate sauce. It's hot and cold. It's fantastic. Fantastic. And then sometimes for lunch, if I splurge, I'll start with a cup of gumbo, get the crab meat St. Francis, and then get the shish kebab, sizzling in butter with the green beans. Wow. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Kicks ass. Kicks some serious ass. You need to get over there. So good. Coming up in a few minutes, Fridays with Fletch. Fletcher Mackel's going to join us. A little bit after Fletch, Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. Yummy. Good stuff on a Friday. Hopefully some good economic news from Michael Hecht. He's in Washington, D.C. He'll be doing the show from the nation's capital in a few minutes. I'm hoping he's up there luring some business down here. At the very least, he's probably trying to lower our flood insurance rates, something like that. Fletcher Mackel, we got a lot to discuss with him, but not a lot of time. I don't even know if he's going to be with us a full segment. We might be fortunate enough to get 10 minutes out of him. This NBA betting scandal, the FBI arresting an NBA head coach, star player, $150 million player. The mob involved. Crazy. Jon Sumrall kind of busted on Jeff Duncan and Fletcher Mackel. He's like, LSU must be playing. They're not here tonight. Last week after the game, it was hysterical. I saw Jeff Duncan. He was with his usual dining crew. Joel Myers, the Pelicans play-by-play voice on television. I was at Venezia on Carrollton Avenue Monday night. They got a crazy steak night. The guy who turned me on to the lamb chops at Gallagher's 527 turned me on to the steaks at Venezia. I'm like, steaks? This was a few years ago. You get a $35 filet sizzling in butter with fries or pasta. Your choice, $35. It's what is it, an 8-ounce filet? More than enough? And it's sizzling in butter. $35. On Monday night, they have a 6-ounce filet, like 2 ounces less, $20.95. You get the pasta, the fries on the side, sizzling in butter. It's a 6-ounce, not an 8-ounce. $21, $20.95. Just Venezia is just really good. Steak. And another place you can get a good meal. Another place you can get a good meal. Anyway, I was at Venezia and enjoying a steak, and Jeff Duncan and Joel Myers were there. And I brought up, like Sumrall busting your chops. And Jeff was like, yeah, whatever. And he was fine with it. And Joel Myers and I were like, man, it's respects you. And he's calling you out. He better than, he ain't calling out Frank Smith like a nobody. So we laughed about it. So I got Jeff Duncan's response, which he just laughed and no problem. We'll find out what Fletcher Mackel thinks. I think it'll be the same response. But yeah, Jon Sumrall, he had just an incredible comment. I retweeted it. He said, all the you pat these players on the back. You're always patting everybody on the back. No. He said, when you're winning, the fans pat you on the back. When you lose, those same fans will stab you in the back. And then he said, right after that, I told my players, don't pat the players. I told my coaches, don't pat the players on the butt too many times because they'll poop in your hand. And he didn't use poop. Anyway, it was hysterical. Hysterical. Now, Jon Sumrall is just a focused coach. He's like 42 years old. He's a winner. He's disciplined. He hates, the rat poison, that Nick Saban stuff, Take it one shot at a time, using the golf analogy. Never think, oh man, I have 4 pars in a row. One shot at a time. Stay singularly focused. He's just a winner. He's just a winner. And he loves Tulane. He loves uptown New Orleans. He's always posting photos of Audubon Park. He runs every morning at 5:30. You want to go meet Jon Sumrall? Go take a jog at 5:30, 6 a.m. in Audubon Park. He'll be there. He'll be there. No, he snaps photos of oak trees and the fountain lit up and Tulane Green and the big entranceway to Audubon Park. He posts this stuff on social media, Twitter, X, whatever, all the time. Loves New Orleans. You need to go to NOLALGD.com and check out the artificial turf, synthetic turf installations all over Metro New Orleans. LGD Lawn and Landscapes installed a putting green chipping area in my backyard. You can afford it too. NOLALGD.com. Go to the website right now, NOLALGD.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Yeah, you're right. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Corey Johnson back at you. Great weather outside. Expecting a cold front next week. Temperatures dip into the 50s and 60s. Gotta love that. If you need air conditioning or heat help anywhere in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, just think Total Maintenance. They've been at it 40 years. They've got a sterling reputation. Total Maintenance. If you need air conditioning or heat help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance. TM-AC.com. Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. joins us. He's live in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. He's helping design the new ballroom at the White House.
It's going to be the best ballroom. It's going to be the biggest ballroom. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
And from what I understand, Michael, no taxpayer dollars are being spent on this. It's all donated money.
No, this is the new ballroom of the United States, brought to you by Palantir.
Exactly. Title sponsor and Meta. What's happening in DC? I said earlier, it's like I don't know why Michael's up there. I'm assuming he's trying to get our flood rates down, flood insurance rates down, or something like that.
Well, to be honest, I'm here because our son just started at GW, and it's the first parents' weekend, and so this is actually more personal than business. But we're taking a couple of meetings while we're up here. But right now, I'm actually in the Corcoran School of Art and Design of George Washington University, right by the Eisenhower Building, around the corner from the White House. And it's a beautiful structure. I'll tell you, DC is beautiful right now. It's in the mid-50s. It's crisp. It's peaceful because there's nobody here because everybody's gone home because of the shutdown. And there's a lot of construction going on besides just the White House. They're building the new memorial for Desert Shield and Desert Storm. The city is buzzing. DC is a pretty live city. We kind of miss it when we're up here for work, but it's a pretty lovely city.
No, it really is. It's a great metro area. And then, just right up the road, about 40 minutes. It's Baltimore. It's amazing. And go up the road from there, you Philly, New York, Boston. It's crazy, that East Coast corridor.
There's a lot that's going on around here, and and then you got all these firms that are here like Amazon because of the government stuff. So it's become, 20 years ago it was kind of fusty and boring and filled with like strange people and internships and suits that were too small. There was a hotel. I don't know if you remember this ever. There was a hotel that was here for a long time that was called The Affair. And the theme of the hotel was a lawyer or a politician or something, a lobbyist, having an affair with a younger, woman. And I stayed in this hotel once, and I was like, this is the strangest thing I've ever seen. It kind of went away quietly during like the whole Me Too thing. I think people thought that it wasn't really contemporary anymore, but it was kind of the old DC, and that's kind of gone away, which is a good thing.
How old was she when you stayed at The Affair, Michael?
It's hard to say. I would have put her somewhere in the, early to mid-20s.
Wow.
And the guy would kind of look like, because they had pictures of them all through the hotel. It was like themes of their stories, and he kind of looked like the guy from the Dos Equis ad, kind of like, distinguished and lecherous. And she kind of looked both intrigued and distressed. It was uncomfortable.
Good night, everyone. Oh boy. Michael Hecht's with us from Greater New Orleans Inc. Hey, you got some good economic news for us, Michael? And before we get into that, congratulations, the new mayor bringing you on board. What are you going to be handling for the city in Helena Moreno?
Well, it looks like I'm going to continue to be the Pope of potholes. She's put me in charge of infrastructure, which I'm thrilled to do because I'd always said that if we had 2 years of focus like we had for the Super Bowl, the entire city could be in a much better place. And so what we're going to try to do is to devise the plan so that over the next couple of years, we can attack it. And I think that even with the financial challenges, if we get this bond proposition 2 passed, we'll have more than enough money to dramatically improve the physical state of the city.
Yeah, I forgot where I was. I'm going blank now. It sucks. I was riding under like some interstate, I know where I was. I was out in New Orleans East, I-10 at I-510. And this is so arbitrary, Michael. I apologize. But I'm driving and I'm like, the metal frame, under the concrete that holds up the bridging, where you enter, and it's all rusted and just looks like crap. And I remember driving under, and like, there's a Super Bowl list thing, it's I-510 way out in the east by the old Six Flags. It just doesn't look good. And a lot of people enter and exit New Orleans on I-10, and they have to see that. And I think it just there's so many little things like that, Michael, which I'll start sending you a list. And I love that you had that email, the Super Bowl website where you could send in, photos and video of stuff that looks crappy. Now I'll start, sending stuff to you. And
I think we're going to have to, I think we'll do it just like the Super Bowl. We'll set up an email and we'll start collecting information, and then we'll divide the city up into quadrants, and we'll just start, hitting the punch list. There's no magic to it. It's just about diligence. And, one thing I really like about this administration under Mayor-elect Moreno, it's clear that she's going to be very energized. She's, she ran a very disciplined campaign. And so I think we stand a very good chance to see the physical state of the city be noticeably better, in 2 years. I assume we're going to keep Sidney Torres in the French Quarter now. And so I'm thrilled to play this role. I said, look, I'm obviously going to help with economic development. That goes without saying. I said, let me do infrastructure. That's really where in the first 100 to 300 days, people can see a noticeable difference, and that'll give the entire administration a lot of momentum.
Where's the street scraper? The thing like when they're redoing a street, that scraper thing comes in and takes like 2 inches, 3 inches of the asphalt off. I don't need them. I don't need them to do that. Only when they're redoing a street. But all these like little pinched lips and, uneven, just blacktop where they've put in so many potholes. I would rather have an inch of that scraped off and it's a smoother ride, even with the scrape, than they don't have to come in and blacktop it again. Just scrape the obnoxious lip things. And I mean, they're all over. River Road has 100 of them. Wisner, those S curves on Wisner. I mean, you're doing 45, 40. You're hitting the bump as you're turning. It just beats the crap out of your car. You're going down Carrollton, Michael. You pass Jesuit on your right. You're heading towards Uptown. Irrato before 2 lane. If you're in that left lane, it'll rip your oil pan out. Carrollton Avenue.
Okay. All right, slow your roll.
Geez, it's endless.
She's not even married yet. Slow your roll. You're getting excited. You're gonna it's a mini marathon, not a sprint. You're gonna hyperventilate.
Wait, Michael.
Into a paper bag.
Michael, I gotta go. My mom's out front. She's honking in the station wagon. She came and picked me up. Wow.
That's funny, man.
No, I was just getting started. No, it's everywhere. So I'm going to take a lot of photos, but some of these things have been here for like years. Jefferson Parish, there'll be a pothole. And I'm like, damn, 3 days later, they filled it. It's crazy. It's just night and day, Orleans and Jefferson. And I know it's not a fair comparison, apples and oranges, inner city.
No, but it's I mean, they're both fruits. So it's a fair enough comparison.
Yeah, exactly. One's, inner city, one's suburbs. Anyway, Michael Hecht's with us from Greater New Orleans Inc. That's awesome news, Michael. You're the perfect person that'll get it done, organized. What's going on economically good?
Well, we put out a piece this Friday this Sunday that I want to talk about. There's been a big push at the federal level here from D.C. in increasing our shipbuilding. What you see in Louisiana, it's not necessarily GNO, but it all comes back. Some of it is exciting. You have Bollinger just signed this deal to build 4 ice cutters with the Finnish government and 2 Finnish firms.
It's like $1 billion.
Massive projects. And those are about defending the Arctic for NATO. Bollinger's also got these barges that they're converting into landing pads for rockets. So that's kind of making the transition from shipbuilding to aerospace. You've got this company, Saronic, coming in from Austin, Texas, that does these unmanned vessels. They want to build an entire campus there called Port Alpha around Morgan City. That's going to be, in their opinion, the destination for building autonomous vessels in America.
Wow.
And then my good friend Chris Allard with Metal Shark continues to make his version of unmanned vessels for the Navy. So we see this real kind of evolution or maturation or transition of our shipbuilders from being traditional shipbuilders to building these vessels of the future. You got Edison Schwest building crew vessels for Ørsted, for wind farms. And I love to see that because it means we're not trying to do something totally wacky and new, like we're going to be the center of bioscience for the country. This is taking what we're already good at, which is maritime and energy, and just evolving it into the future.
Michael Hecht's with us for a couple of more minutes, about 90 more seconds. He's with Greater New Orleans Inc. We do this every Friday. It's always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant. Michael, I don't mean to end it on a sour note. The city council approved a $125 million bond where they're going to go to the state because there's about $160+ million deficit. I mean, 60 mil. Then it was 100. Then the Louisiana State Legislative Auditor comes in and it's 160 mil. That's worrisome. Coupled with $125 million bond issues, normally something the citizens would vote on. It would be like redoing streets and schools, and just on a whim in 72 hours, the city's forced to do it. It's just not good.
Well, look, I think this is like a Sour Patch Kid, Corey. First it's sour, then it's sweet. So it's sour because it's like, oh, this is a complete disaster. But let's be honest about this. This disaster has been decades in the making. You can't even blame the current mayor. I mean, she didn't fix it, but she did not create it. She inherited this. It certainly goes back to post-Katrina, and I'm sure it was like it pre-Katrina. The fact that it's coming to a head and bursting into view right now, I think is actually really good timing, because Helena comes in. She's not going to get blamed for this. She didn't create it. She has a 6-month honeymoon to try to fix it. And frankly, it gives her cover to do the right sizing that would be very difficult to do absent a crisis.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I think it's actually potentially a really, really nice opportunity if we do it, if we handle it right.
Michael, we'll talk next week. I think it's more of a razzle. First it's a candy, then it's a gum, and it's very sticky. Visit with you next week, brother.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Yeah, you're right. I love this. We're heading down to the Smoothie King Center. Tonight, the Pels are going at it against San Antonio and their big man who had like 40 points the other night. Fridays with Fletcher Mackel joins us live from the Smoothie King Center. What up, Fletch?
Not a lot, Corey, watching these Spurs and Pelicans warm up here courtside. You have not seen Victor Wembanyama yet. I want to actually see him in person. I saw him in France when I covered the Olympics, Team USA versus Team France in the gold medal game.
Wow.
He's like an alien. I mean, 7'4" and plays like a guard. It's like nothing people have ever seen before.
That's pretty well said. 7'4" and plays like a guard.
Yeah.
And he's filled out a little bit. He's probably like, it looks to me like 20, 30 pounds heavier than last year.
He is. So he is. And here's the thing. Look, when he came over, he was an 18-year-old kid. He's now in his third year. He's still a kid, but he's a 21-year-old kid now, let's call him. And so, but yeah, he is more mature. And look, I saw somebody say this, and it's true. Shohei Ohtani has redefined what is possible for baseball. We hadn't seen somebody since Babe Ruth, and none of us saw that. You know, it was like folklore, reading about Babe Ruth and seeing those videos. And the things Babe Ruth did, Ohtani is doing and doing better in baseball. Wembanyama is potentially going to do that in basketball. Like, what he's doing, how he's playing is otherworldly. I mean, look, you and I grew up in an era where the 7'4" guy was, whoa, that's the lumbering big man that takes the baby hook or something. Now you got a 7'4" guy that's jacking up threes and bringing the ball up and facilitating the offense. It's like nothing people have seen before.
No doubt. Hey, the other night, Fletch, I'm just going to tell you, I call my mom and I tell her the Pelicans game's on. And the next day I talked to her and she's like, well, I watched some news stuff. And then I tuned in the fourth quarter. My mom's 94 years old. She said, literally, it was like 113, 111. And then the Pelicans go down the court 5 times and they miss 5 shots. And it's all like 2-point shots, not even 3-pointers. They missed all 5. That was the ball game. And it seems like they're not even running plays. They just go out there like it's high school or something. That's what she said. What did you think of that comment from my 94-year-old mom?
I would say this, that they definitely seemed out of sorts. And it didn't seem to have any type of like rhythm or synergy or what are we doing or how are we doing it. Look, the rookie Jeremiah Pierce came in and gave him a nice spark and kind of got him back in the game. But yeah, look, at the end of the game, there was one team that you saw John Morant kind of take over and it's, hey, he's the alpha, get out of his way. And he kind of took over, and the Pelicans just didn't have that, and that couldn't find any type of, who do we go to in the clutch? Who's our guy? Where do we go?
Yep.
Even though Zion played well, yeah, it was just a kind of it was a little bit of a letdown. Look, they came out great. The third quarter was a disaster. Then they come back in the fourth, and then they can't finish the game. So it was a disheartening start. But here's the thing: they need to get a win soon because. Look, the Spurs team is solid. We don't know who and what they are yet because they're so young, but they're really good. On Monday, the Pelicans
Celtics.
have Boston Celtics, who are kind of getting a gap year with Jason Tatum being hurt, but they're still okay. But then the Pelicans go on the road for 3 games that are brutal. At Denver, awesome team. At Clippers, veteran team that's loaded. At Oklahoma City, defending champs. Like, you better.
You're staring 0-6 in the face,
or you're in serious trouble to start the season.
You're staring 0-6 in the face.
Yeah, I mean, this 3-game road trip. When you think about it, Denver, the Clippers, and OKC. I mean, again, like
brutal.
I wish they would have won in Memphis because then they could have said, "Okay,
yes.
We started out 3-0, and now we can kind of take a punch here." But that's what happened to them last year. They started out 2-10. then after 23 and 17, and you just never recover from that. I mean, there's nothing that can kick you out of that big of a hole.
No.
So don't be 1-5 or 0-6 and then say, okay, now we got to get on a run. I mean, it's a long season. Basketball is a marathon, 82 games, but getting off to a fast start is certainly beneficial for everybody.
Hey, Fletch, real quick on this topic, because I know you got to run, and I got a couple more questions real quick, just so real fast. The NBA betting thing, yeah, shocking, but also like not so shocking, like with the proliferation of gambling. I'm sure this is going on in Major League Baseball, the NFL, the NHL, NCAA.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll say this. What gaming has become, I am not a sports gambler. Again, power to the people who like it, and I understand the money it's generated in the revenue. But like prop bets during games, I mean, you can bet thousands of dollars on things that are going to happen in a quarter or a half of football. And so, look, it is lucrative and it is dangerous. And this is why they didn't have teams in Vegas forever, because of the ease it is for somebody to say, this guy's playing tonight or they're not playing tonight. But now that's the world that we live in with college. I mean, look, Louisiana outlawed college prop bets because Keyshawn Booty got in trouble because of stuff like that. And these kids are young, and if they have inside information that they're trading on, that's illegal. So again, I think it's something that athletes are going to continue to have to be educated on and reminded of. And situations like this bring it to a focus of, look, if you're doing something that is even close to being, near the line of inappropriate, you better walk it back real soon.
Hey, final two questions. This one's two-part. I know you love baseball, World Series, Dodgers at Toronto. Quick thought on that series. And also, has the World Series gone into November very often?
I don't know the history. I do remember like Jeter, I think it was that 2001 year after the 9/11 attacks. Wasn't he like Mr. November, they called him, because he hit the home run off of the side armor?
Yeah.
And it was like Reggie was Mr. October, and they were calling Jeter Mr. November because I think he hit it on November 1. And look, I hope it's a good series. The Dodgers they're the best team money can buy. They spend the most money. But look, Toronto's got a really good roster, and they're hot right now. I will say this, and I know we're running out of time. Baseball is broken. I mean, I never wish a lockout on any league, but baseball needs a lockout more than any league. The Dodgers' average salaries are like $580 million if you count Ohtani's non-deferred money. And you've got teams like Pittsburgh and in Oakland that spent $70 million. Like one player makes more than their whole roster.
Wow.
Like their commissioner said, we have a major competitive imbalance, and I think it's going to lead to some major changes, but it's going to be very difficult this offseason.
Yeah, salary caps, things of that nature. Fletch, final thought. Jon Sumrall last week. Yeah, Jeff Duncan and Fletcher Mackel must be at the LSU game.
I was not at the LSU game. I was actually covering the Pelicans because we had a special on Monday, and they had practice at the same time, and we had to get some one-on-one interviews. I actually messaged back and forth with him later that night, and he said something funny, which I thought was good. He's like, I had to poke at y'all a little bit, and trust me, if you're mentioned, you matter, and that's all you need to know.
That's what I told Jeff when I saw him with Joel Myers the other night. I'm like, and how about the comment about don't pat the players on the butt too much because they might poop in your hand?
Yeah, no, look, I love Jon Sumrall. I love Jon Sumrall. I tell you this every week. He's a great coach. I think Tulane's going to the playoffs. I would be concerned if I were Wave fans about Auburn firing their coach and going after Sumrall hard. There seems to be a lot of smoke there.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I saw some guy had Brian Kelly going to Penn State, Lane Kiffin to LSU, all kind of stuff. Fletch, always a pleasure. We'll be checking out your reports on Channel 6 after the Pels game.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Bart.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Fletcher Mackel live from the Smoothie King Center. Yeah, you're right. Now, Fletcher's gone, so he's not listening. He's back at the Smoothie King Center. So I can say this since he's not listening. Thank goodness. I really like Fletcher Mackel because I like he's a professional. He knows the teams. He is a pro. He covers them in the right kind of way, a journalistic way. But it's 2025, so he's on social media. He's got lots of opinions. He's not scared to give those opinions. I don't know. I just think it's a perfect fit. He's a yatty guy. We enjoy shooting the you-know-what. And here's the part I really want to put an emphasis on. He comes on every Friday for 10 minutes, 20 minutes sometimes, usually 2 segments. Tonight he's doing live drops on Channel 6. Other, for I believe the San Antonio Hearst affiliate that Hearst owns, Channel 6 owns a bunch of stations around the country. So he's busy and he still comes on for 10 minutes. And every Friday he comes on for at least 2 segments, 20, 25 minutes. Don't pay him, I'm friends with Fletch, but we don't do, I mentioned his dining crew, Joel Myers, Jeff Duncan. They go out all the time. I don't go out with them, and I like all those. I get along with all those guys. They know me. I know them. We respect each other. I think it's fine, but they're tight. And I've got my own friends and whatever. The point is I'm not taking them out to dinner and paying them back, play golf together. I got the green fee. Just Fletcher's a classy guy. He's a good guy. Old school New Orleans, yet gets the new school way. Works hard, quality work. And I appreciate him joining me on the program every week. No charge, just doing it out of friendship and being nice. All right, now I'll get back to busting his chops. Now, I remember one time I had Fletcher on and Lee Zurich. And I introduced Lee. Lee, thanks for joining us. Syracuse Journalism School, whatever. I'm like, Fletcher Mackel just got out of that stint in Angola, something like that. Fletcher's like, F-bomb, F-bomb, And of course, comments like you and your brother sharing clothes and things of that nature. Fletcher and his brother, when they were younger, they bought their first house. It was like this shotgun in Mid-City, a double. Fletcher lived on, what did Fletcher live on the left or the right? I forgot. One of them lived on the left, one of them lived on the right. In the first or second room, it's a shotgun, 5 rooms stacked in a row. Second room, they cut a doorway out and there's no door. It just connected the 2 units. They could go into each other's unit, no problem. It's just like a cutout in the wall that would have a door there, but there was no door. I was like, these guys are twins. Any other brother, my brother was sharing a shotgun, the wall's staying up. Not twins. But Fletcher told me a story one time. He was covering sports in New York. And he had, Travers was back home in New Orleans. He had burned his finger on the toaster. And Fletcher in New York felt the burn. Think about that for a second. Or probably don't think about that for a second, because that would be a wasted second of your life. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you every day. This program on radio, television, YouTube, X. Brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood, your commercial truck, van, SUV dealer. The 5 o'clock powwow continues. Stick around.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Total Maintenance King. TM-AC.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Was at Lebanon's earlier this week. Got a to-go order for lunch, I think on Wednesday. I'll be there probably Sunday for lunch with my mom and brother. We're there like 2 or 3 Sundays a month. Shish kebab, lamb chops, all your favorite Middle Eastern sides. Priced right. Authentic, fresh, healthy for you. Large portions. It's really tough to beat. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Get there tonight if you're looking for a place for dinner. They're open till 9:30. 7 days a week, 11 a.m. till 9:30 straight through. 11 a.m. to 9:30, 7 days a week. Lebanon's Cafe. Yummy. Corey Johnson with you on a Friday. Kaboom goes the dynamite. Heading towards 6 o'clock, heading towards the weekend. Boy, we had a good one today. Scott Craig joined us in the 4 o'clock hour, talking about a lot of restaurants. You know, this is just how small of a world it is and all that kind of crap. This morning, I post on Twitter just Irene's Cuisine, Irene's Restaurant on Bienville in the Quarter, just as good as it gets, one of New Orleans' finest restaurants. And I was like, it's almost underappreciated. And I mentioned the crab meat au gratin, the single greatest example of that dish in the world. Seriously. First off, it's a New Orleans dish, arguably. I mean, you'd say, not really, Corey. Well, really. Louisiana lump crab meat. Irene's uses 4 kinds of, gourmet cheeses. It's chef-driven. It is phenomenal. It's fantastic. The chicken, that kind of broiled chicken with the olive oil, garlic, rosemary. They call it chicken rosmarino. The best example of that dish in the world, maybe. New potatoes. It's just fantastic. Nick, his mom, Irene, they're great. So I post on Twitter earlier today about Irene's. I get Scott Craig on the program a lot of Fridays. Just a couple of yats chopping it up. As I'm about to put him on, we're talking, off the air, and he's like, man, went last night with another couple, me and my wife, to Irene's. That's so good. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So we were talking about Irene's. And another restaurant also in the Quarter that I'm telling you is Irene's level. It's one of the finest dining experiences in New Orleans, one of the best in the country, just like Irene's. Bayona in the French Quarter. Susan Spicer's original restaurant, Bayona, is fantastic. We often forget about these gems. Gabrielle on Orleans Avenue. I mean, just incredible. Who's that? Saunier? I mean, just knows what he's doing. No, we often forget about these great restaurants that are gems in New Orleans that we need to support. Bayona, Irene's, Lilette on Magazine. They don't need to be supported. They do great. They kick butt and take names. Patois down the street from Clancy's. Gabrielle. These are just really good restaurants. Really good restaurants. And no, of course, I love Brightson's and Clancy's and Le Petit Grocery, GW Finn's, Pesh, Station 6, Commander's Palace, all great restaurants. No, just lucky. Just chopping it up with Scott Craig, talking restaurants. No, support the local restaurants and maybe think about places you love. Like, I haven't been to Irene's in over a year. I'll be there next week for sure, 100%. I'm going to Irene's next week. Got to get that back in about, what am I saying? In about a week. Next week for lunch, me and about 20 others. We're going to Bayona, sitting out on the patio, the courtyard in the French Quarter. How can I go wrong with that? So good. No, we're lucky. Think about those old school restaurants that you love, and you're like, man, I haven't been in 6 months, haven't been in a year, haven't been there in 2 or 3 years. Make a reservation and get over there already. Fletcher Mackel joined us Fridays with Fletch just a few minutes ago. He's at the Smoothie King Center, Pels in San Antonio going at it. Game number 2 of 82 for the Pelicans. That NBA betting scandal, FBI arresting an NBA head coach, an NBA $150 million player, mafia involved, just crazy. But it makes sense. There's this kind of behavior is going on, illegal gambling, like fixing, bets and the like. In the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, Major League Soccer, NCAA sports, professional lacrosse. I mean, anything and everything. The bookies don't like it. I should say the bookies. The gamblers don't. The casinos don't like it. They want a fair game. But I think the fix is in, not like across the board where, but I think it's in on a small percentage. In anything that you can bet on, any sport, anything you can gamble on. Michael Hecht joined us live from D.C., Washington, D.C., filling us in on a lot of stuff. He got tapped by the, let me use another verb than that. Let's start that one over again. Michael Hecht was asked by incoming mayor Helena Moreno if he'll be like head of the city's infrastructure. So that Super Bowl thing that we did, I was part of the committee. It was about 50 people with Michael Hecht leading the way. Jeff Landry, the governor, appointed to be the point man for the Super Bowl for New Orleans to get its you-know-what together. We came up with like a 550 count list of different little infrastructure projects all over the city. Think we knocked out 500 of the 550. That's what Michael Hecht's going to be doing. They're going to be coming up with lists. They're going to have a email address where you can send in photos of video of just crap that's unacceptable. I mentioned a few to Michael Hecht, and they're just arbitrary and anywhere. There are 1,000 examples, probably, literally like 1,000. I was on I-10 out in the east the other day, going under 510. I was by myself in the car. I guess I was just zoning out, and I just saw the metal frame of the overpass I-510 at I-10, exits, entrances, and the metal's all rusted and paint's off of it, and it just looks like crap. And this is like an entrance way to New Orleans. It needs to be sandblasted. It needs to be painted. There's a lot of our interstate that could be power washed underneath where anyone can see it. If you can see it, it needs to be cleaned. And then, my God, like potholes and dips and streets that have sunk and water underneath broken pipe, collapsing the street. I mean, some of these are like car wreckers, thousands of dollars in damage. If you're going down Carrollton, going towards Uptown, so you're going south on Carrollton. You're passing Jesuit High School. You go through Bank Street. You're approaching Irado, a block before Tulane. Left lane. Will rip the oil pan off your car. And it's been there forever. And there's a bunch more like that all over the city. So that's good news. What's that, Blue Boy? Carrollton Avenue coming towards the lake from right by the interstate entrance ramp, but you don't get on the interstate. You're about to hit the dip under the I-10 and right lane, a major street thing that'll mess up your car. You're right, Blue Boy. Endless. Have a great weekend. See you
You're on the
Monday.
Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on TV
What,
on
Blue
Cox
Boy?
Channel 4 and
Go
Spectrum
Tigers.
Channel 333.
Go Pelicans
Also on
tonight.
YouTube,
Go Saints.
on radio
Tulane
at
on
NOLA
Thursday.
Talk
Blue Boy, you don't
93.9
miss a
FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.
Blue Boy. Good boy, Blue. Good boy.